Hey everybody, welcome back to Off the Cuff Reviews. My name is Alex and today I have a special new video. We're going to be doing another light rants video and I'm going to be talking about Halloween Ends. So let's get into it. So instead of doing a full review of this movie, I wanted to actually do a light rants episode. It's going to be a light review, but it's more going to be ranting about what happened, my thoughts on this movie, and some other things that transpired around the premiere of Halloween Ends. So to preface this rant, I just wanted to mention that I am actually a huge fan of the Halloween franchise. I have watched every single one of them from start to finish multiple times, including the Rob Zombie ones, and I do have some thoughts on Halloween Ends. If you guys haven't been paying attention, Halloween Ends is the third and final movie in the trilogy from David Gordon Green, who came out with Halloween in 2018, which was like a remake, reboot, requel type thing to the originals, with Jamie Lee Curtis reprising her role as Laurie Strode. I know that there are a ton of people that actually liked this movie. I thought overall it was an okay movie in general. Like, if this had nothing to do with the Halloween franchise and it was just a horror movie, it was okay. It was very messy. Regardless, listen, if this was just like any other slasher and it had nothing to do with the Halloween franchise, this movie was very messy from start to finish. And it relies heavily on knowing a lot of the things that have transpired coming up to this movie. But they pretty much fumbled the bag on it, which is why I wanted to rant about this, because I don't know what they were thinking. And when I say they, I'm talking about Jason Blum, I'm talking about Blumhouse, David Gordon Green, Danny McBride, Jamie Lee Curtis. Come on. What are you guys doing here? What did you do? What? They completely missed the mark on every aspect of what it means to make a Halloween movie. This movie is not even as good as Halloween Resurrection. Let's be real. He has some like supernatural aspects, and in this movie there are some supernatural aspects. And I understand what they were trying to do here. And I get that they were, from the start, from the first Halloween in 2018 to this one, the trilogy that they made, I understand that they were trying to go for like, oh, what did the audience expect out of the originals? Well, the first one, wasn't as gory, it wasn't as crazy, but then the second one was definitely more gory, but then the third one went off the rails, and that's what they did with this one. I totally understand that they were trying to pay homage to the original Halloween 3, like the third one in the franchise, but a lot of people didn't like that. And I feel like making a bad movie is not the move, because Season of the Witch has good aspects about it still, regardless. Like, if you want to take it at face value and take it at what it is, it's a pretty decent horror movie. But they didn't do anything original. They just took every trope imaginable and put it into this Halloween movie, and they made it really bad. The writing is horrible. I can't believe they got Jamie Lee Curtis to say these things. I can't believe she didn't protest when she got the script for this. And truly, if I was Jamie Lee Curtis, I would not be coming back. I wouldn't even be doing press for this, because this is so not the move for a Halloween movie. I know that in the grand scheme of things, the Halloween franchise, they're not like anything groundbreaking, but they didn't give us anything that would be redeemable. And then they try to give us this ending of a movie where it was just so messy, because there was this long stretch of nonsense to get to this ending where it would have been a lot better, and I could have really handled this ending better if they didn't give us that bullshit at the beginning, because that's what it is. It's just complete and utter bullshit. They're not saying anything with it. They made a bad movie, and they're just trying to claim that they did it on purpose to as an homage to the third one. But the third one's not a bad movie. The original Halloween 3 is not bad. But this new Halloween 3, it's off the rails, like bad. It's off the rails bad. I just don't understand where they were going with this at all. In every aspect of it. It was just poorly made. The dialogue was horrible and rushed, and it just feels like it was really low effort, and it feels like they didn't even want to make this, and they just did it to end the trilogy because that's what they promised they were going to do, is give us a trilogy. And I feel like what you need to do is not promise anything and just make a good movie. Just make a good movie. Set out and make a good movie. Listen, Danny McBride knows how to make a damn good movie, and I don't know what the hell he was thinking with this. It's not funny. There's no funny aspects to it, and I know it's a slasher movie, so there's not really supposed to be, but like they try to land jokes, and the jokes don't land because they're not good. The rest of the movie was just not good. There's really no slasher, there's no killing, there's really nothing in this. And to end it the way they did, after giving us that bullshit of a movie for an hour or 30 minutes, it's not, and it just doesn't sit right with me. I feel like they should have put a lot more effort into this and a lot more care, because Halloween Kills I thought was really good. I thought Halloween 2018 was also really good. I thought this was going to be a good trilogy, and they just gave us this nonsense. And then that leads into my other part of this rant, where, listen, I understand Jamie Lee Curtis has always claimed that she hasn't watched these movies, and in fact, even back in the day, she was killed off in one of them because she didn't even want to be in it in the first place. She was trying to get out of this franchise way back in the day because she didn't really like it. And I understand. I totally get it. Danielle Harris and Scout Taylor Compton revealed on their podcast, which is called Talk Scary to Me, they revealed their what happened at the Halloween Ends premiere, because they hosted part of it, and they actually went up and met Jamie Lee Curtis and tried to talk to her. First of all, Danielle Harris went up to her first by herself and basically explained to her that she was in Halloween 4. I don't know if you guys are true Halloween fans, you would know Danielle Harris. She's actually a really, really nice lady. And I actually really like her as an actress. I loved her in the Hatchet movies, and I feel like she deserves more roles than she gets. She went up to Jamie Lee Curtis and explained the situation about how she was a huge fan of hers, and that she was just really honored that she gets to share this franchise with her. Basically, Jamie Lee Curtis was like, I don't know you. And I understand. She claims that she doesn't watch the movies. And Danielle Harris isn't a huge name. But Danielle Harris, she does like the convention circuit, where like she's at like every convention. She meets the fans. She's out there like promoting these movies like with her whole heart and soul. Like she loves this franchise. And she didn't have like a huge role. I mean, she had a big role in Halloween 4, but she's not as big as Jamie Lee Curtis in the series. So it's understandable. And Danielle Harris was also in the remakes from Rob Zombie. But I just feel like it was very just bad, poor taste for Jamie Lee Curtis to just act so disinterested. And listen, I understand. She's doing press. She's probably overwhelmed by all the press. It was literally the premiere for the movie. But when somebody comes up and she's like, hey, I was in Halloween 4. You're the main star of the movie. Like, I love you. Like, you're great. And then to be met with, I don't know you. I don't watch these movies. Basically just get on my face. I don't watch these movies. I don't know who you are. I don't want to talk to you. Shoo. And it's like, whoa, because Danielle Harris does not deserve that. She's literally a great actress. She's a great person. And I just don't understand what Jamie Lee Curtis was thinking here. She should have at least, listen, I understand if she doesn't watch the movies, but she could have at least been like, hey, listen, I don't watch the movies, but I appreciate that you were in them. Like, she could have said anything else than what she said, which was so rude. And Scout Taylor Compton didn't mention in the podcast, like, what her experience was, but she kind of alluded to it being a very similar experience. She even started crying on the podcast. And I met Scout Taylor Compton. She is so lovely and so nice. Like, she hangs out with, she whenever she's at a convention, like, go up to her, hang out with her. Same with Danielle Harris. Like, they will just hang out with you, they will meet you, they'll talk to you, like, they will give you the attention that you deserve. Like, when you come up to somebody and you talk to them and you're like, hey, I really appreciate your work, which is what Danielle Harris did for Jamie Lee Curtis. She went up to her, she was like, hey, I really appreciate your work, I was actually in these movies, like, hi. And Jamie Lee Curtis would just like, get out of here, peasant, basically. And it's just like, come on, man, you can't be tearing down the other actresses in the same franchise as you. It's not good. It's not good press at all. I don't feel like Danielle Harris and Scout Taylor Compton deserve this hate at all. They just don't deserve to be treated this way, especially for a movie that was that bad. Like, your movie sucked, Jamie Lee Curtis. So where do you get off? I know you don't watch them, but maybe you should. I really loved Halloween 2018, and I loved Halloween Kills, but Halloween Ends was just a complete and utter mess. And I don't know where she gets off acting that way, especially at the premiere for that shitty movie. But that's my thoughts. Leave your thoughts down below in the comments. Let me know how you feel about this whole entire debacle with Jamie Lee Curtis and Danielle Harris and Scout Taylor Compton. Let me know down below. And I'm sending my love over to Scout Taylor Compton and Danielle Harris. Hey, if you guys want, I have a podcast with my fiance, and we would love to highlight you guys on there. So if you guys want to, like, check it out, if you've ever seen this video, which I doubt they're gonna watch this, but if they do, check out my podcast and let me know if you guys want to come on, because we would love to have you. But that's my thoughts. Let me know what you guys thought down below. See you guys on the flip side. Stay safe, everybody.